As we mentioned, the funeral for Charlie Kirk is taking place later this morning there in Glendale, Arizona. Roughly 100,000 expected to attend between filling State Farm Stadium, you have a live look at now, and the overflow area at Desert Diamond Arena right next door. Many nationwide will be watching the live stream as well. Joining us now, Hamline University political science professor David Schultz joins us, freshly back from Eastern Europe just last night where you were doing a conference. So thank you, David, for joining us. But starting there, I'm curious with your international travel, what are you hearing from folks that you're talking to about their views about what's unfolding here in the U.S. right now?
Well, a couple of things. First off, they're very much concerned about the fact that we're starting to see the United States degenerate into more violence. We talked a lot about, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and so certainly they're worried about what's happening here and what it's telling them about what the United States is up to. But the other two things quickly they're interested in or worried about is in the last few days, it's been the incursion by the Russians into airspace, with drones and so forth in several countries. And then, of course, they're interested in the issue about tariffs. And so a lot of topics where they're focusing on the United States because the U.S. is still very important to them.
Yeah, so many ripple effects, so many concerns in a variety of directions. Your thoughts on the political impacts of Charlie Kirk's murder?
Boy, it's reverberating in lots of different ways. I mean, if we weren't already polarized in the United States, I mean, this is doing nothing to cure the polarization. On the surface, at least, we've got people who are saying this can't go on, this can't go on. We've got to figure out how to come together. But I'm not seeing anything that's suggesting that there's any forces out there that are going to moderate some of the dialogue. What we're going to see today, and maybe for a couple more days, is a lot of people saying that, well, we have to again, moderate the dialogue. We have to get beyond the violence. But then once the funeral passes and the memorial service, unfortunately, we're going to probably go back to the status quo. And everybody I talk to, some experts too, are saying that we're on a really dangerous path of political violence right now.
What also, I mean, you're a professor, what are your students, your college students asking about and saying? Because we know you're at Hamline University, but Turning Point USA is coming to the University of Minnesota tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, my students, for them, this is becoming a new force that's sort of socializing. Remember, they're relatively young; they're just coming out of high school at this point, and their impression of American politics right now is that of one that's very divided, very turbulent. And I think there is just this very much of a concern right now about how we can talk through issues. And I think the challenge for professors like me is how do we navigate all these very difficult questions and have real serious conversations where people do have a variety of disagreements. And so my students last week before I left to go to Europe were certainly talking about Charlie Kirk, and I'll be interested tomorrow when I get back into the classroom to see where they are. But this is a difficult time to be a teacher trying to figure out how to bridge some very, very difficult topics.
Yeah, I imagine we can give credit to teachers far and wide for the job they do every day, especially in this situation. We only have about 20 seconds left or so, but I want to change gears to Governor Tim Walz announcing that he's running for another term. Who do you think might be on his short list for running mate this time around?
Short list, it might be former state senator Melissa Franson. I think her name is circulating quite a bit. I think that's probably pretty high on the list at this point in terms of somebody, even though they say you don't have to actually have male, female. The tradition has been, so I would put her at the top of the list.
All right, we'll be watching to see when that is announced, if that's announced, and which way he decides to go. David Schultz, thank you. We appreciate it. Go get some rest after coming off of your trip to Eastern Europe yesterday.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.